Together, I really love to appreciate this young lady. Thank you, Susie. Thank you. First, I'm so honored that I was asked to speak today. Just like Shayla, I'm still new with my mom. I've only been on for 4.5 years, so this is like, I'm like really new still, you know? So there's probably a lot of things I don't know. I have so much learning to do, and like Shayla said, we will probably never stop learning about ourselves, about our kids, about being a mom, what all that means. We'll probably like never fully get there, you know, because there's always room to grow, there's always room for improvement. But I think that if we stay focused on Jesus and what's important, keep him the center of our lives, we're gonna make it. We have, as young moms, I think we have a lot of really great examples. Our own mothers, our pastoral wives and staff. It's such a privilege to serve with these ladies. These are women I've looked up to my whole life. So it's still at times like we'll go to, you know, pastoral staff meetings or events, district events and stuff, and I'm just like, I totally don't fit in here. Like, you know, I'm not these people. Like, I just admire them, I honor them. So thank you, Sister Hodges, Sister Knob, she's not here today, but all our pastoral staff wives, I appreciate you as well. Thank you for helping me grow as a minister's wife and as a mom and all that. My mom is not here today either. My brother's graduating from college today, so they are there celebrating with him and all that. So I do want to say I appreciate my mom so much. I wish she was here to hear me. My husband's recording, so he can watch it later. But I love her. I wouldn't be who I am today as a person or as a mom if it weren't for her. I know she does not think that or believe that, but it's true. I've learned so much from her. I'm still learning from her, and I've told her this several times. If I didn't have her, I don't know what I honestly don't know what I would do as a mom, because being a mom is hard. Like, it is hard. And so there's times I'm like, oh my word, like, what am I going to do? I need a break. I'm like so thankful I have my mom a mile down the street. I'm like, Mom, I'm bringing the kids over because I need some quiet time. And I need to like just unwind, whether that means like sitting on the couch and doing nothing, or it means running errands, doing my laundry, whatever. Like, I'm just so thankful I have my mom. I think we're so much closer even now as an adult and as a mom because we have that in common. We're both moms, and she's amazing. So this is going to go one of two ways. I'm either going to be really short because I'm nervous, so I'm either going to like get through these notes really fast and I'm going to be done, and we can get on with our day, or I'm going to start rambling. So if I start rambling, just do this, be like, wrap it up, girl. Which is probably going to be the latter of the two. I'm going to start rambling. So I'm going to get right into what I have to say today. It's funny, I was sharing with Shayla right now before I got to speak. I had, you know, in the last few weeks been like preparing for this and thinking about it and praying about it, and I had several different things I felt like the Lord did on my heart, and I had been putting notes on my phone as they would come to me because I hadn't had a chance to like sit down, have like devoted time, because you know I have kids, so when do you have time? And by the time they're in bed, it's like you're so exhausted. I'd be falling asleep trying to read, like make notes, like forget it. So anyways, I was putting notes on my phone. Well, we switched phone companies. I had to switch my phone over. All my notes were gone. So I had to start over yesterday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Thankfully, I'm so forgetful, but thankfully the Lord helped me remember most of what I wanted to talk about today and say. So I have some notes. I'm going to get through them. What I want to talk about today is stewardship. When we think about stewardship, most of us, I'm sure, the first thing we think about is our finances, because that's mostly what we teach when we were talking about being good stewards. It's, you know, it's our finances, it's our tithe and our offering and all that, and that's great, and we should teach that. But I think that stewardship goes so much deeper than that. I think it can encompass our whole lives, really. Everything can be tied together. I read an article about stewardship, and I pulled these 4 principles from this particular article, so I can't take all the credit. This is not just me. But these are the 4 principles of biblical stewardship. first off, at the definition in the dictionary of stewardship, it says, the conducting, supervising, or managing of something, especially the careful and responsible management of something entrusted to one's care. Psalms 127:3 says that children are a gift from the Lord, and they are a reward from Him. God entrusts our children to us as mothers. And we know that they really don't belong to us. They belong to the Lord. And this is the first principle of stewardship, the principle of ownership. God owns everything. And He entrusts us with the things He gives us. And this includes our children. Psalms 24 says, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. The world and all its people belong to Him. Our children are the Lord's. We demonstrate this and we know this when we do child dedications. We dedicate our children to the Lord because they are His. And we're responsible for that. So that takes me to the second principle, is the principle of responsibility. It says, owners have rights, but stewards have responsibilities. Because we are not the owners of our children, we don't have the right to raise them any way we want. I mean, yes, we're the parents. We set the rules, okay, no sugar after 7, you can't drink this much chocolate milk, or whatever, like we set the rules, but those rules need to be, in line with the Word of God, like the foundation of what we're teaching our children. We are responsible. God graciously entrusts us with the care, the development, and the enjoyment of our children. The third principle is the principle of accountability. A steward manages the possessions of the owner. So this is like the parable of the talents. They were given, talents according, they each had a different amount. And when they were asked what they did with them, 2 did the right thing and 1 hid their talents. Well, that's not what they were hoping, the owner wanted them to do with those talents. So he, had consequences or whatnot. We're not allowed to rule over what we are trusted as we see fit, but we are to exercise our authority under the watchful eye of the Creator with the principles that He has established. That's in Proverbs, just like in Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he will not depart from it. We are accountable for what our children learn, what they know, how they view church and God, and where they, place it in their lives. If we don't make it a priority, they won't. Our children watch us. They watch us talk. Sometimes I think he's not listening to me, and then he'll repeat what I said, and I'm like, oh my word, he heard that. He wasn't supposed to hear that. Not that it was anything bad, but maybe it's surprise or but he hears everything. He'll be in the other room, and he's like, hey Mom, what are you guys talking about? You guys talking about going to Disneyland? How'd you hear that? Go in the room, go play, whatever. And he's so smart, They hear everything. They watch us. And we're accountable. We're going to be asked one day how we raise our children. We are accountable for everything they know. The fourth principle is the principle of reward. Colossians 3:23-24 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. So, we don't do these things just for the reward. But we know that if we are good stewards of everything, our children, our time, our finances, it's everything. We're talking about kids today, it's Mother's Day, but of everything, we know that the Lord is going to reward us for being good stewards. It says, work at it with all your heart. So, in raising our kids, I don't think any mother does this, but we got to give it our all. We have to do it with all our heart. And I know that we do, because as mothers, the love we have for our children is unconditional, and it can never be replaced. Nothing can take the place of my children. And it's like a different love. Like when you get married, you love your husband, and that's beautiful and wonderful. Then you have a kid, and it's like love has a whole new meaning, you know? You love that kid like nothing else. So when in everything we do, even just the little things, the laundry, the dishes, you know, cleaning up after them, changing their diaper for the 5th time today, like, can you stop going? We have to do it with all our heart and with love. Like I said when I first started, being a mom is hard. But like I said, if we stay focused on what is important and we keep God at the center and we are good stewards of what God has given us, He will reward us. And you know what? I think that I don't think the reward is just going to be what we get in heaven. It's not going to be that mansion. It's not going to be the streets of gold and all that. The rewards, like we have little rewards every day. I'm running out of breath. Every day, like, sorry, I lost my place in my notes. So the rewards are like the laughter that fills our home. You know, when I hear my boys playing together, and I hear them just cracking up, like, I just stop whatever it is I'm doing, and I just listen. Because that, like, fills my heart with so much joy, you know? That is a reward in being a good steward, and in being a good mom, and being a good example. That's something that God gives us. You know, the laughter that fills our homes, the smiles our children have. You know, the kids coming in the morning, sometimes they wake up, and they come in our room, and they get in our bed. And sometimes I'm like, oh man, it's like 6 o'clock, like, don't wake up yet, I'm not ready yet. But they get in bed, and they just want to cuddle with mom, you know? Like, the best. Like, I can't replace that. One day that will end, I'll be sad. But it's the little things like that, the sticky kisses, the seeing your kids, you know, in the Christmas play, or listening to them to sing worship songs. It's so cute. Kate loves that song, Every Praise. If I could get him up here to sing it for you guys, he has to die. It's so cute. But he always sings that song, and I love it. You know, like I love hearing my kids sing those songs or reciting Bible verses. So it's the small things that are the greatest reward here on earth. So, with that, I'm not rambling, right? I'm like almost done. Told you it was going to be fast, okay? So, you know, I hope that what I shared today has, number one, made sense. Number two, I hope that it has encouraged somebody or maybe helped somebody today. I know that the Lord's dealing with me in this area, because you know what? I'm not always a good steward, but that's okay. If we fall, it's okay. You know what? If I miss my Bible reading today, I have the day to make it up. Or if I can't do it today, you know, I get up and I try again in the morning. There's gonna be days that happens. So we can't be hard on ourselves either when we fall or make a mistake or you're not being a good steward. It's okay because God knows. He knows, and He's gonna help you. It's like Sister Shannon said, if we leave it at the feet of Jesus, then His strength is perfect when ours is gone, when we have nothing left. And there are times as moms we have nothing left. There's like, sometimes I feel so bad at the end of the day. You know, like the kids will be in bed, so we're like, okay, me and Matthew can talk now. Oh no, I'm done. I sit on the couch, 2 minutes, I'm out. Like, I'm just out because I have nothing left. Sorry, nothing left for you.
That's cool.
But, you know, sometimes I think, sorry, this is kind of like a little bit of a tangent because these aren't exactly my notes. But we can be so hard on ourselves and we get stuck there. We get stuck in comparing ourselves and worrying about the fact that I didn't read my Bible today, or I didn't play with my kids enough today, or we had mac and cheese 5 days in a row. You know what? That's okay, because you know why? Your kids are fed, they're happy, and they have a roof over their head, and they have you, okay? God gives these children to you, and He knows that they needed you, and probably more so that you needed them. I learn things from my kids all the time, and sometimes they're having a bad day, and they'll come over and just like, Katie is so sweet, okay? So sweet. He'll just come up to me sometimes, Mom, You're just the most beautiful mom. You are just the best. You know, whatever it is he has to say. And that just like, that makes it worth it all. Worth it all. But God knows. He gave those children to you. He knows the plans he has for you and for your children. And if we follow after God and we stay faithful to him, he's going to fulfill that plan and that purpose in your life and in your children's lives. And like I said, it's okay to fall. We're not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. But we are enough. We are doing a good job. Okay, we are doing a good job with what we have. His strength is perfect when ours is gone, and he will never leave us or forsake us. So I hope that I encouraged someone today. I hope that it can touch your heart.